Welcome back. As mentioned, our guest today is Lynn Eldridge, Executive Director of Early Learning Coalition. Wow, you got here about an hour ago with Susan, and we've been talking nonstop about all that we do when you come by. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for coming on up here.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be home. I feel like I'm home now.
It's good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's very good to be back.
Most poignantly, we're here to talk about ArtKidDoo.
Oh, yes.
Third annual
ArtKidDoo.
Coming up on May 2nd, the first Saturday in May, right here in beautiful Shivers Park in downtown Shipley.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It seems just like yesterday, Lynn, that we were talking about the creation of this new event.
Right.
Susan Gage, your lieutenant, was out there leading that charge.
Amazing.
Encouraged, embraced, and ultimately enlisted the help of lots of private sector, lots of nonprofits who have come to the table. Talk a little bit about what your impetus was, what your motivation was for coming up with the idea for ArtKidDoo.
Actually, Paul, it came about because we recognized two very critical things in a community, and that was that the connection of the family to the arts, the music, the drama, the dance, that very quickly was either going away or it was only quickly available to certain groups of people. And without the arts and the understanding of the arts, young children and their families absolutely miss a critical piece of education and certainly appreciation. So we noticed that the festivals or the events that were happening were more about parents stood in line and children did. And so the connection was missing, and we saw lots of physical kind of things going on, bouncy houses and things like that. Nothing wrong with that. But we saw at the same time that music was having to be shuffled out of schools, and dance and some band access and just different things. And we thought, wait a minute, we've got to get back to that makes us who we are. And that's that connection to the arts for everybody. That young children understand they can create art. They can author a book. They can play in a symphony. They can. And if they don't know that early, Paul, the chances of them actually moving in that direction get slimmer and slimmer. And so thus, Susan Gage, as you said, and not just the lieutenant, but really, once I talk to her about something, I see a vision, she says, well, this is how it can come together. She brought to me that name, ArtKidDoo. It's about the arts and the kids can do, and the parents right there. And so that first annual ArtKidDoo, that you were right there with us, and the community was so invested and came out. I even had parents say, well, where's the bouncy stuff? And that you may go over there. Would you like to go paint with your child? With your child. Would you like to get into that clay with your child? Let me tell you what that does for you and your child. Would you like to go make footprints with your child? And so, the idea is that parents are a part of this wonderful opportunity for children to create. And what we know about creativity is that it sparks every learning receptor in the brain. Very critical. That's what people today call metacognition, higher order thinking. And so this is a fun way to make all those wonderful things happen in the brain and yet connect the family, the child, and the arts to those things that we grew up with, Paul. You know, I grew up with a love of opera. Who would guess? But I love it today. And people say, opera. But it's because my dad listened to it all the time, and it's in my roots. And that's what we want children from every generation to have, is an opportunity to dance if they want to dance, play the saxophone if they want to play the sax, but at least they know they can, that they never have an opportunity early in life, the chances of them really investing in it later, Paul, very, very slim.